Hello, and welcome to the PBJ series of channels. I'm Jay. This is my Projects by Jay channel, where I will be posting my woodworking and DIY videos. I also have a Photography by Jay channel, which shows some of my events and location photography, as well as a Playtime by Jay channel, which for now will focus mainly on my hobby of fishing, but will probably expand as I branch out into other hobbies. I may also develop a Puppy by Jay channel, which will be random videos of my puppy dog Asher. I'm a disabled veteran of the U.S. Army 3 years and U.S. Army Reserve 5 years. I'm also a retired registered nurse. I retired early due to health reasons related to my military service. Safety. I do woodworking because I find it enjoyable and relaxing. I enjoy making projects that my friends and family enjoy, such as these. I'm also planning on selling projects that I make, so look forward to me opening a store in the future. At this time, I'm new to video creation. I have no sponsorships or ads, and I'm hoping to replace some of my lost income through PBJ channels. You can help me do this by smashing that like button, subscribing to my channel, and clicking the notification bell so you are notified whenever I upload a new video. You can also share this video with your friends. And you can leave a comment. Doing all this will help spread my videos by feeding the video sharing services algorithms. I'm hoping to post videos anywhere from like weekly to monthly once I get my process down completely. This is my first completed video. It's a cherry shelf with wood burn accents that looks something like this. This shelf is a joint project between my wife and I. My wife did the wood burning, which I will discuss further in the video. I asked if I could record her doing the wood burning, but she's less than enthusiastic about the prospect of being in a YouTube video, so there's that. This is a lengthy video including the introductions and the reel. It lasts about an hour. My own wife can't tolerate listening to me for an hour, so I doubt you will either. So I've cut the completed video into segments roughly 10 to 15 minutes each. This is part 1 of 5. I hope YouTube does not slap a manipulation video label on me because it has been edited. Not to defraud the viewer, but because this video started as 4 hours long, and I also removed most of my ums as well. Since these videos use power tools, remember safety first, hearing protection, eye, vision protection, protection for your lungs, and your phone, just in case you have to call for help. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and click the notification thingy because it feeds the algorithms. I hope you enjoy the video. My wife has a couple of projects she would like me to do. One of them she would like me to add a Paduke. This is a wooden compass. She wants this made out of Paduke and some inlay, which I have some veneer which I'm going to use for the inlay. My wife also gave me a little diagram that she would like to have done for a shelf. This shelf is going to be made cherry. I went up there doing some shopping, and at the time they had the cherry on like a half price sale. So when I go to Rockler and I've got room in the back of my truck and I'm looking for possibly some wood for a project, if I can get a really good deal, I'll do that. One of the projects I made for my stepdaughter, she wanted a sofa table, and I made it out of bird's eye maple and mahogany. Well, the way I got the bird's eye maple, I was shopping at Rockler, and it was at a tremendously good price, and so I picked up 2 8-foot pieces, and at the time I didn't have a truck. I had an HHR, so it wasn't as easy to get it home. But I picked up 2 pieces of the bird's eye maple, and when I picked them up, the guy at the store was like, well, what are you going to do with them? And I said, well, I have no idea. I really don't have a project plan for them, but at this price, I'll save it until I do. So this here is going to be a shelf. It's going to be made out of cherry, and it's going to have 4 pegs, and we're getting a dog. And this will be for the leash and the other accoutrements. My wife will have a, when she takes the dog out, she wants to have a backpack, baggies for poop and stuff like that, and also some water. So she wants a place to store it, and that's what this is going to be. So I'll be making it out of this piece of cherry. You'll be seeing those in upcoming videos. First thing I do whenever I use my miter saw is I take my square and I use it to make sure that my saw is square. And now it's time to cut the cherry. Basically, the cherry is for a shelf that my wife wants built. It's going to be 29 inches long, so I'm going to need a backing that's 29 inches and the shelf that's 29 inches. And I'm also going to need a couple of, I don't know, they're not called corbels, but cornices for the corners. And I'm all going to make this out of this one board of cherry here. I'm going to try to save this end for the cornices only because there's a knot here and there's a knot there, and I want to make sure I get the shelf out of the cherry. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the cherry. With cherry, at this point, it's been surfaced on two sides, but the edges are not surfaced and they're not square. I've already checked my wood. It has a slight cup in it. If I take a straight edge and put it along the wood, I can see light underneath on the board. So when you're using a jointer, it's a Q-Tech. When you flatten a board with a jointer and it's got a cup in it, you always want to have it so that your cup is facing down. So this is going this way. The reason you want to do that is because as you're jointing the board and the cutting blades are here, it'll take off an even amount on both edges until it's running smooth. However, if you try to do the other side, the cup side, what ends up happening is that as you go through, you are wobbling a little bit, and all you do is kind of put this wobbly thing into the length of the board, and you never really straighten it. So when you straighten a piece of wood, you always want to straighten it with the cup side going this way. Typically, the way that it happens is along with the curve of the growth rings. I'm going to go ahead and hook up my dust collector. It's connected to just a shop vac with an inexpensive cyclone separator. I'm going to run these boards through. I'm going to run the cut boards through. When I cut these out, one of the things I did is I did my cutting before I squared everything, and as a result, my edges are far from square. Squared up my miter saw, and now I'm going to go ahead and just trim off the ends of my shelf brackets as well as the shelf itself. Everybody needs a really, really good square. Unfortunately, I dropped this one and it got bent. This one was not a sponsored square. I purchased this, but I love this square. It is just so wonderful to be able to get things square. Let me go ahead and cut these shelves. Just finish squaring up the edges. Safety gear. So just a quick check of that, and it is square. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the other 7 sides that need to be squared off. The next part in building these cherry shelves is to rip the shelves down to the proper width. Let's put on my protection. I'm going to take this piece of wood I'm going to bring the blade up just enough, and then I'm going to line this up, bringing my fence in just till it touches the blade, and then I'll bring it in maybe a 1/16 of an inch more. I'm going to raise my blade up. Bottom of the gullet clears my wood. When I run my wood through, I want to put my square edge against the fence and my square face down. I want to put on my breathing equipment. Now I really don't like how the edge came out, so I'm going to go ahead and bring my fence in about another 1/16 of an inch, and I'm going to go ahead and rip them both through again. Since I'm done cutting, I go ahead and make sure that my blade is all the way down underneath the level of the throat insert, as well as make sure that the blade is done spinning before I put anything on top of my table saw surface, because kickback is a horrible thing. The only other thing that needs to be done right now to get this cherry further along the line of processing is I need to plane the surface down. I need to surface plane them to get them edges co-planar, because they're not exactly smooth on both sides. The side that I've already done has a mark on it here and here, and those will be the sides that go down through the planer. My wife is a big Harry Potter fan, and we watch a lot of Harry Potter. She taught me some stuff. And luckily, as a woodworker, I can take just about any piece of wood and turn it into a wand. Plane 'em. Okay, so now that my planer's here, then I want to plane these down. So to set up my planer, and actually I have more stuff I want to plane. I'll do these two for this video. I need to raise. Each quarter turn is a 1/64 of an inch, so each full turn would be an 1/8 of an inch. Go ahead and put on our dust protection, hair protection, turn on the vacuum, and start sending some of this through. I've got the shelf planed to the point where the two boards are pretty much ready to go. I've got my corner braces, I've got them cut to square. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my bandsaw, and I have to change my blade because I have a fat blade. So I'm going to change the blade on the bandsaw, and then I'm going to cut this out. So I'll be back in just a minute after I change my blade. I put this box around it because I really want to make sure I line this up nice. I'm going to put some double stick tape down in the bottom here, and then I'm going to stick a piece of wood with the template on it using this double stick tape. Then we're going to press this down. That looks like it's touching. Take these off. I'm going to cut it out. The bandsaw tends to create a lot of sawdust, so you definitely want to be wearing a mask. We also want our dust collection on. This is the piece cut out. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to my sanding station. Do this with the sanding belt on the outside, and then on the inside here I'm going to use the spindle sander. That's all I can do for shaping the outside. There's a little small part here that I was not able to get. Now it's time to switch to the spindle sander.